Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. Going to continue on my beer roulette, trying to get rid of a backlog of beer. So basically, I'm going to reach in whatever I get. That's what I'll do a review on. Alright, this is Business Shorts Lager from the Bridge Brewing Company, limited release. Out of North Vancouver, British Columbia. This is one of the ones, again, that my neighbors went home for a visit to Vancouver and brought me back some beers. And it says, "Dear drinkers, we hope this beer finds you well. Per policy, shorts are absolutely business attire. No need to circle back on this matter. Best regards, Bridge Brewing. 4.7% alcohol." Now, I had my glass ready, but because it is a lager, I'm going to use my Pilsner glass. Give it a quick cold water rinse. And for the most part, I really enjoy lagers. I'd say between lagers and ales, if I had to choose one over the other, I enjoy both, but if I had to choose, I think lagers would win. I think that's mostly being, born and raised in North America. We're inundated with Pilsners growing up. Lager and Pilsners are one of the lagers. So, but I love trying ales because you get so much variety with ales. Typical with a lager, a nice golden color. Pretty clear. Typical lager aroma, nothing jumping out. I mean, it's not like some ales or IPAs, the hops really jump at you. Out at you. Some of the, say the bitters and red ales, you get the maltiness. I find lagers, I don't know if this is the proper term, correct me if I'm wrong, it's more balanced. And like I said, nothing out of the ordinary. Not bad. It's a little bit malty for what I'm used to for lagers. Normally when I think of maltiness, like I said, I think more like maybe a red ale or English bitter, that type of thing. There is a bit of maltiness to it, but not a lot. But a little bit more than I would expect from a typical lager. But the second sip, even less so. So maybe it's not a maltiness I'm getting, but there's something there that reminds me of a maltiness. A little tiny bit of an aftertaste, but nothing overwhelming, which I enjoy. Actually, the aftertaste is staying with me a little bit longer than I initially expected. Just kind of lingers there for a couple of seconds, maybe a little bit longer, but it's not overwhelming. It's enjoyable. A typical lager, crisp, cool, and refreshing. I always distinguish between lagers and ales. Ales are more complex flavor, aroma, brewing process. Where lagers are, like I said, clear, clean, crisp, and refreshing. The interesting thing I found out, I always figured lagers would be easier to brew, and apparently that's not the case, because with ales, they're so complex that you got a little bit of leeway to go. I mean, if something's not to your desire, you can maybe add a little bit more hops, add a little bit more malt, add a little bit more flavoring as such. Where lagers are pretty narrow in their scope, so you got to stay within your lane more or less. Alright, I have to give it a rating. I'm definitely enjoying it. My ratings, a 1 is a drain pour, don't like it, can't finish it. A 2 would be, I'm not a big fan, but I'll finish it. A 3 is a good beer, a 4 would be a very good beer, and a 5 would be the best beer I've ever had. And this one, I'm thinking 3.5 or 4. It's enjoyable, it's tasty. I think I'm going to give it a 3.5. It's not quite a 4 for me. Like I said, there's a little bit of flavor of something. For me, I'm thinking a little bit of maltiness, but I don't know if that's it. And I like it a little bit less, so I think I'm going to give it a strong 3.5. So there you go, folks, for the Business Shorts Lager, 3.5. And once again, thanks to my neighbors for bringing this back for me, Travis and Whitney. Cheers. Until next brew, as always, enjoy responsibly.